It was it turned out to be a great day today, but it was, I mean, honestly, it was a super grind.
Right.
I mean, my bites were, far and few between, and it's just, a couple of them were the right bites. And once I, caught a couple of the right ones, and of course, that's the cool thing about having the leaderboard, with the score tracker, you know exactly how you stand at all times. So I'm like, I'm not catching them very good, but I'm staying a step or two ahead of everybody else. So I figured I'd just continue grinding, as long as I could keep where I needed to be. And finally at the end, I did a little something different and caught another one, but I mean, it's pretty slow. It almost fished today more like just a normal event, like you.
Yeah, you were fishing till the end. You picked
Yeah.
off a few. You only caught 7 or 8 fish.
Yeah, I only had a couple other opportunities, and they missed the bait. I watched them get it, and they were small keepers. The bigger the fish, the better they got the bait. I mean, it was like they would get it. I saw them get it.
What were you doing today?
I basically just cranked shallow. I mean, they were in the dirt. I caught them this way a couple weeks ago.
Somewhere
4
else?
states north, so
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping they would do that when we got here. So, but again, it was just a grind. I had to throw it everything I came by: cranked grass, lily pads, cypress trees. I mean, I just put one pole in my hand and pretty much kept it in there. I finally caught one on a jig right at the end, but not really what I expected. I thought the fishing would be better, but again, this is kind of a funky time of the year because here, it's not really fall yet. I mean, look how green the trees are. The leaves are not even changing. Typically here fall is November. 1st of November, second week of November, we start getting, more and more cold fronts, and we're just pretty far south, so this front probably hurt more than it helped because it dropped the water temperature a bunch on these shallow lakes. Because when I left Sunday from my house, air temperature is 92.
Right.
Okay, this water out here today, when we started this morning, was about 66. I feel certain this water was in the 80s, low 80s Sunday. This was a huge front, big wind, just a ton of shallow water, and all that cold rain just really dropped the water temperature, and these fish are, kind of moody. But I did think, because we're 3 days after the front, that I was in a better round for that things would start to get better, but I don't know. And the other problem was, I hate to say this, but that hole that we were in had way too much cover in it. No way to break it down in a day's time. Maybe if it hadn't had the pad fields, but I mean, it just had acres and acres of the entire hole was fishable water. I mean, it was cover from one side of it to the other. Hard to break those. That's what I started this morning. I pretty much just started off fishing in it as soon as we got in it. And the main reason for that was to try to figure something out that I could duplicate in the rest of the hole. Well, the area that I started in, I couldn't hardly duplicate it anywhere else that I noticed because of the pads. We fished around the corner. I had no idea it even had pads in it, and I fished around the corner, and there's just acres and miles of lily pads, which look good. But I knew that a lot of the other guys were fishing them, and they weren't catching them because so that's the reason I was like, well, I'll just stay what I'm doing right now, and and it worked out. So
Would there have been something, say you all of a sudden got yourself down a little bit, would there have been a time where you go, I need to go figure something else out? Was that why you stayed? I mean,
Yeah,
did that
that's
contribute to
basically
where
the
it
only
stayed? Because
reason.
you were able to just keep kind of going away from everybody.
Yeah, I just, the deal was it was a grind, but, every 45 minutes to an hour I'd get bit. And I was watching, I was still getting bit a little bit ahead of everybody else. I was always seemed like I was 2 bites ahead of them, so I never really got in a bind. I fished pretty laid back. I got to fish the way I like to fish. I mean, I just put the trolling motor down and took everything apart I came by. Made a lot of different angles. I made sure I was really thorough. That seemed to be the whole deal. When you got it on one, they bit. It was the deal. You just had to be real thorough to make sure you got the angle right, that you got it on his head, to get him to bite. But I mean, I had a cool deal where I threw on a big one that was up in, I mean, literally that deep, and when the bait hit the water, it waked. I fired right back in there and cranked right through there. That sucker got it in the crushers when he got it. I saw him get it. Just, it was pretty awesome. I had some awesome moments today, but other than that, it was a grind.